So, hello everybody. It is me, Demetra K, and I hope you're having a great day. I'm going to be here for about 30 minutes for real today, this time. Now, I know I always say that, and it's an hour and a half later, but for real, I'm going to try to stick to a half an hour. But nevertheless, the purpose of the Demetra K show is to promote Black love, knowledge, and understanding of all things that go on in the Black community to make us an even better people with the emphasis on even because we're great people, but we can always strive to do better. Like to say a big giant thank you, hello, and welcome to YouTube and Facebook. You are the other side of the conversation. Not only are you just viewers, but you are family, sometimes participants. I won't share the link today because I'm by myself, and sometimes if the thing glitches or whatever, it'll just be, a frozen screen or whatever, and I have to go back in on my phone and turn it off, blah, blah, blah. None of the stuff you care about. But anyway, we're going to be talking about Al Sharpton staging a buy-in at Costco to show support to them due to them not getting rid of their DEI programs just yet. So anyway, we'll get into that in just a second. I want to wait for a couple of seconds for people to come on so people aren't like, what are we talking about? Hey, Brother Don, my triple OG moderator, how are you doing today? I hope that you're doing well. Tracy, what is going on with you? Terry, I hope you're doing well. I always say this. I feel like the lady on Romper Room. I see Don. I see Tracy, Terry, Corey. How you doing? She used to have that looking glass. Hey, Sharice, I hope you're doing well. Mike Lewis, where you been? Hope that you are doing fine this Monday afternoon. And JJ Mars, what's going on with you? So anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. For the sake of time, I'll acknowledge everybody else when they come on here. Oh, well, thank you, Tracy. It's a long story. I'll explain it if I have time. Okay, so as you guys know, President Donald Trump, he was inaugurated last Monday, and shortly after the inauguration, he went to work with signing a whole bunch of executive orders, and some of those dealt with some portions of civil rights. And then a lot of that has to do with DEI. Of course, we've been hearing a lot about DEI even before he became president. Again, there's a lot of Republicans and a lot of red states that were not for DEI. Of course, getting rid of that in schools, government buildings, and a whole host of other things. Well, now it's kind of trickled down to the private sector. We talked about it yesterday. So Target is under fire, Walmart, and a whole host of other stores, right? Amazon. I mistakenly said Costco yesterday, but Costco, as of now, they're standing 10 toes down and they're not getting rid of their DEI program, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, of course, a lot of those programs came into play right after or during, I guess you can say, the George Floyd protests. Of course, you guys know what happened with George Floyd. So a lot of companies, I guess they maybe felt guilty or something. And so they felt like there was some things that they should be doing to include what they're saying Black people. But of course, we all know that DEI or affirmative action never really benefited Black people at all. Of course, it predominantly benefited and benefits white women, never us. Of course, we're just being used as the face of, affirmative action and DEI. And of course, a lot of people, white supremacists and people who, want to be aligned with them, they think that it's us, but again, it's not. Unfortunately, there's a lot of us that thinks that it's us, hence the boycott, right? People are saying don't shop at Target and all these other stores that have gotten rid of their DEI programs. And so Al Sharpton, I should say Reverend Al Sharpton, he staged a buy-in yesterday, and I'm going to show y'all a video, and then I'll get a little bit more into, why we're here. So let's check this out.
We're on your side. You can't say no to that. That's how that's going now. Good shot, good shot. Deep. See how they are? Deep. Corporations came forward and said, we're going to do diversity. We're going to do this because race needs to be dealt with.
And for Donald Trump to be able to cancel a commitment they made is an outright affront to the black community, brown community, LGBTQ, and gay community and women that they committed to. So that is why we will stand with those that stand with us. Costco's immediately stepped out and said that they will not back off DEI. On last Monday, Martin Luther King holiday, I announced that for 90 days we're going to research the company that we find that has made the most affront. We will call a boycott. But today we are calling a buy-in. I have bought 100 people $25 gift certificates. We're going shopping at Costco because they've stood with us. People that stand with us, we will stand with them. People that do not stand with us, let Donald Trump stop us in 90 days from boycotting them. We will not pay to be rejected and disrespected. Thank you.
All right, so let's remove Reverend Al Sharpton. All right, so of course y'all heard all that, and I know it's maybe a little hard to hear, but that's kind of, the sound from their end, not mine. But nevertheless, just to reiterate, he walked in with 100 people. It sounds like they all were representing the National Action Network, NAN. That is Al Sharpton's group. He said that he purchased 100, no. So yeah, $125 gift cards, right? For all the people that were there. I guess they're supposed to go in there and spend the money. But I'm like, did they have a membership too? Because if you know anything about Costco, you have to have a membership. I don't know how that worked, but nevertheless, he gave about $2,500 worth of gift cards out to them. And he talked about Black people, Hispanic, the LGBTQ community, and how they are standing with Costco because Costco is standing with Black people for now. Now, I should say, of course, them folks, and y'all know who those folks are. They're not very happy with Al Sharpton going into Costco. And it doesn't sound like Costco knew. I don't know if they knew he was going to go in there. But them folks, the MAGA crowd, the conservatives, and, people who just do not like DEI, they're like, oh, for real? So this is some of the responses on Twitter. One person says, Al Sharpton, kiss of death for Costco. Another person says, I wonder how much they love Al Sharpton now that they're getting Bud Lighted. Talking about Costco, right? And I'll get into that if you don't know what Bud Lighted means. Says, I'm canceling my membership, auto renew this week, and won't be shopping there again. Then someone else says, Al Sharpton holding a rally outside of Costco in support was enough for me. I'm canceling my membership. It's going to suck because I really like Costco, but I have to stand on my principles just as they are standing on theirs. Okay. That's just some of the countless responses. So I guess there's just them and us type of thing, maybe white people or MAGA or Republicans or whatever, and Black people. Because again, they think that's about us, right? And as you can see there, Al Sharpton showed up with a whole bunch of Black people. Okay, now y'all know I have a lot of issues with Al Sharpton, and then just another one, right? So he spent $2,500 just on that day with Costco, which I think is really a drop in the bucket because we know that Kamala gave him $500,000. Anyway, he wanted those people to shop there to show support for Costco, and Costco got a lot of money already, right? So I looked because I was in Harlem. And I was like, well, how many Black-owned businesses are in Harlem? Now it says as of 2023, there were about 3,300 Black-owned businesses. So I don't know if that's New York City. Probably so, right? Not necessarily Harlem. And also said there's about 44% Black in Harlem. How true that is, I don't know. I know over the years it's dwindled, so I don't know if that's a true number, but that's what I came up with. So he also said, well, we're going to spend 90 days trying to compile a list of companies that are, I guess, DEI friendly. And I'm like, you from Harlem, you or live in Harlem, I guess, Al Sharpton, and you couldn't have found no Black-owned businesses to give that money to. You have to walk into Costco and, show this, performative thing, with all these Black people and some, I guess, white or whatever, and we're going to stick with Costco. Don't need you to stick with them. There's a lot of Black businesses that could have used that money and that, attention and all of that. And it doesn't seem like, I know there's some people who do have a problem with it, but I wouldn't have been there. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's just crazy to me. You find just you call yourself, when I say you, I mean Al Sharpton, you call yourself pro-black, but then you go into a white-owned company and say, well, we're gonna give you more money. We already give away 97% of what some people are saying, $2 trillion, $1.7 trillion. We already given most of that away. And so he is saying, hey, everybody, come on, Costco, they're supporting us. Let's go, let's give them more money. It's like, that's so backwards. Now, Bud Lighted means, of course, y'all heard what happened with Bud Light when they decided to, and they didn't feature a trans individual and a campaign. They actually gifted that trans individual a personalized can of Bud Light, and it had that person on the can or something like that, right? So they weren't selling the cans. They just were saying, here, Dylan Mulvaney, I think the person's name was. So they're like, here's a can of Bud Light with you on it. And people lost their stuff, thought, Bud Light was going woke, right? And so that's where they had the phrase, go woke, go broke. Of course, a lot of people boycotted Bud Light and they lost a lot of money to the tune of having to fire some of their board members and just a whole host of other things. I think they kind of corrected it as like, oh, we're sorry, right? We're going to do right this time. And so now conservatives are saying, well, you guys, Costco, you're going to face the Bud Light treatment. We're going to boycott you too. So some are saying what Al Sharpton is doing is actually backfiring. It could cost Costco. And if you ask me, yeah, Dylan Mulvaney, thank you, Tracy. If you ask me, I think Costco is going to say, we might have to rethink this. It was cool at first, but yeah, we might have to, because sounds like it came up whether they should keep it or not. And their board, I think to the tune of 98%, was like, yeah, we're going to keep it because we've seen some great results with the DEI programs that we have here. So we're not going to get rid of it. Of course, that's due to the Trump administration wanting to get rid of a whole lot of DEI programs. And I should say too, that the Air Force says that they are reinstating their, I guess, videos or whatever on the Tuskegee Airmen after the backlash, because indeed it wasn't. Yes, I'm live. Booming Black economy. I'm gonna get to you guys' comments in just a second. But so the Air Force reversed their decision on getting rid of it, and they were kind of like, well, we kind of had to, because they thought it counted as DEI, teaching about what they say is Black history, but the Tuskegee Airmen is really American history. It just involves Black men, right? It's just Black people involved. So it's like, y'all got that wrong. And so they reinstated it. So a lot of people are happy. But as I also said too, you should be teaching about the Tuskegee Airmen in your own homes or whatever the case is. So I'm going to get to you guys' comments. Again, I'm not going to be here that long, about another 20 minutes at best. So let me go all the way to the where I left off. And I hope you guys are having a great day. You guys be going in. Okay, here we go. The Slick 50, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Tracy says, why do they think DEI means only Black? Because that's the way it was sold. It was sold that it's something for Black people, just like the affirmative action, right? Now, indeed. I mean, I get it. Thurgood Marshall, from what I understand, was at the forefront of that. Let's try to remove some of these roadblocks for Black people, but everybody else co-opted it, and we just kind of got left behind with it. So, and JJ says, seems like the NAACP and Urban League are too afraid to say a word. And they say stuff, but I mean, I just think people are tuning them out now because it's like you're just talking. We haven't heard or seen the Urban League or NAACP really do anything of any, I don't know, to talk about. They go along to get along, They are usually aligned with the Democrats. They know the Democrats lie to Black people. And I know the Republicans ain't no good, but the Republicans don't line up every election to say, hey, Black people, how you doing, big head? The Republicans don't do that. The Democrats do that. And the NAACP and them are all right with that. Tracy also say, okay, so you're talking to JJ. He says, I wouldn't trust Sharpton with my dirty underwear. Well, damn. JJ says, and watch Costco change their policy next week. I totally think that they will. Because they're afraid of their own people, and their people do organize or whatever and cause problems for them, but our people do too. And like I said, I don't really have a dog in a fight as far as boycotting anything. I'm one of those people that like to try to find Black owned stuff first. So I'm not I guess I don't have that problem. But to boycott Target and Walmart and all that other stuff is like, okay, great. Now what? And I know they're talking about different Black-owned businesses and stuff now, but to me, I'm glad that we're here. I'm glad that we're here at this moment in time to where we're stopped. We're thinking about really doing what we got to do, doing for self instead of, going to their things. Sharice says the DEI had more to do with the alphabet community attaching their movement to civil rights and affirmative action. Yes, gay is the new black, right? That's kind of the saying that came about. Gay is the new black. Big Rich, how you doing? Long time no see. Says all the people walking through that store, just imagine if one of them put $20 in the pot. Come on now, to help start a Black business. Nah, and there's Al Sharpton, who's been around since Methuselah was a baby, and there he is. But he likes attention. He's doing a lot of that for himself. It's attention. Come on, let's take 100 of us to Costco and show them that we're down with them, and we're gonna support them. And Al Sharpton, though, they at the Costco. It's a matter of time before they say, "Yeah, we tried, CJ, how you doing? Says, "Oh my God, he's so performative." You ain't lying, Robert. How you doing? Says, "How much is Al Al's appearance fee?" Right, like I said, he gave about $2,500 away worth of gift cards. But it's like you got a whole bunch of money from Kamala, and you $2,500. Why didn't you just go ahead and buy them a membership? I don't know if he did or whatever, but buy them a membership and give them some money if you really want them to go in there and support Costco. But again, you bypassed all those Black-owned businesses to give Costco more money and attention. I don't get it. And Terry says, Reverend Bootleg, I mean Jackleg, don't speak for us. Brother Don says the FBI informant do nothing for us or the Black community. Oh, sellout. Yes, indeed. Greater achievements. How you doing? Says not a damn thing for Black businesses directly, though. That's how we know that Black man plan from Kamala was a load of crap. Right. But in that Black man plan, it said, and others too. So she kind of led with Black men, but if you read the fine print, it said, and others. Like everything else does, right? That they say is for Black people, they other us to death. Simone, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. It says Costco Q1 sales will probably be record-breaking for them as a corporation. Yeah, because, people are leaving Walmart. Sam's Club is hooked to Walmart. I have a Sam's Club membership. It just renewed last week. So, do with that what you want. Larry, how you doing? Says, this is so pitiful. We are boycotting for DEI, but refuse to boycott sports to save Black Americans, people's lives. Yeah, Super Bowl's coming up. There's going to be so many of us with jerseys on and having parties and all kind of stuff. But yeah, we forgot that the NFL ain't really friendly with Black people either, unless they're their athletes, right? That's running up and down the field. We just totally forgot all about that. And now we standing on business, with Target. Hey, Beverly, I hope you're doing well. Patty Brown, what's going on with you? Says, I wish some of our seniors would just go fishing, or the bingo. Cause right. Al Sharpton is 70, believe it or not. I'm sure you believe it. Hey, Tim, how you doing? He says, you notice it's basically them old following him. I'm ashamed as I am an old, they say ninja. Most of them lost their backbone for the FBA struggle, and Al is a whole FBI informant. Yes, he is, and he's admitted that he was. So, yeah. Daniel, how you doing? Joyous, what's going on with you? Says it's not about us. DEI was created for the alphabet community. Exactly. And, I'm glad we're kind of seeing this unfold because now everybody's starting to get an education, right? People starting to learn, oh, really? It wasn't for us? No, it wasn't. Oh, okay. So people are starting to learn now, like, damn, I was crashing out for nothing, So, yeah. And I don't know how you doing. It says, right. What is $2,500 at Costco? Yeah, some people go in there and spend that by themselves, not me, but some people will, and they have before. So yeah, Maureen, how you doing? David X, what's going on with you? CJ said that was when when I lived in New York City and left in 2020. Okay. And how you doing? Says once a pimp, always a pimp. You crazy. He said he needs to sit his ass down, just like Mr. Hermit pointed it out. A man with a bouffant hairstyle, please, you crazy. Lucius, how you doing? Says Al is living in the 1970s and 80s. Yep. And only says it's just all for show with him. I totally agree. Patty Brown says That part says he has White Street running down his back. Hey Valerie, how you doing? Says no, he had to pay those seniors to get out there, right? Y'all gonna get $25 if you come on in there, put these t-shirts on, and we gonna walk through. Like we doing something over there. It was like, great, but can you get me a membership too? If you don't already have one, right? I don't know. Hey, Sister Marcella, how you doing? It says DEI hires mainly go to white women, the alphabet community. What's the time we are being discriminated against anyway? It says look at the colleges they had to cheat to get in. Absolutely. But the great thing is we can go build our own things. We should be doing that anyway. So like I said, this is a great time to be, I think, alive as a Black American, especially. We are witnessing the awakening of our people. But again, just think about how scary this is. If Kamala would have won, we wouldn't be having these conversations. We'd be right back to sleep. Whew. Oh, I'm so happy she won. Oh gosh, we could just go on pretending that everything is good. So it's some people it's scary, but if you really think about it, we're really starting to wake up. So I'm happy. Roz, how you doing? All right, I got to skip down because I see I'm behind. Diane, how you doing? He says, I'm not impressed. Like you said, he could have supported a Black-owned business. And some people say, well, he does that, but it's like, well, do it more. Do it again. Wash, rinse, repeat. Costco don't need no more money. Buckhorse, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Moon, I hope I said that right. How you doing? All right. And Channel, Chanel, how you doing? Who else is on here? Hey, Mad Dog, how you doing? Booming Black economy. He says Al Sharpton is a liability out here. Racists hate DEI, and so do I. It doesn't help FBA. No, it actually doesn't. It never has, right? But people are so fooled into thinking, oh, they're taking something away from us. It's like, are they really? Doretha, how you doing? Long time no see. It says a great rainy day in South Carolina. Well, I hope it's not too cold. It's pretty cold here in Houston. Marcella says we have a Black African market here in Sacramento. My husband and I go there and spend to $300 a month. There you go. That's what we got to start doing, right? Tracy says, and they said Black folks don't read. Right. Current affairs with Sarah. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Jesse, how are you? Let's see who else is on here. Protect Black children. How you doing? Says Richard Nixon promoted African American, which was envisioned by Arthur Fletcher. So you talking about the term African American. Brother Damon, how are you? Hope you're doing well. Y'all got a lot of rain in Southern California, for what I understand, right? And they said there's supposed to potentially be some mudslides due to the fires, and now all of the rain. Yeah, that's pretty scary. Exactly, Beverly. Why beg people to take our money? Yeah, it's crazy. Felicia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. Robert says, I'm a Black man. I was a DEI hire at an Asian restaurant. For real? Okay. Taylor, how you doing? Says, glad I caught you looking. Oh, well, thank you so much. I appreciate you. He says, I agree with all you said. Oh, I appreciate you. Thank you. CJ says, I'm watching this year. And Tracy says, should see my city and Philly. Are people out here there with them cutting the fool? Like, okay. Mike, nice. How are you? I didn't see you on here yesterday. You must have been busy, but I hope you're doing well. You either, GP. How are you? He says, seems I've arrived early. Can't be here too long, though. Let's see what he got going on. He says, I have quite a busy night ahead of me. By the way, I like that new hairstyle. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. All right, Raj says, all these folks talking about boycott will be in these stores. Be in these stores next week shopping for Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl. Yep. You know how we do. So y'all not going to Walmart and you're not going to Target. Where are you going? And Amazon, where are you going? Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. But are we now talking about where's the plot to build our own stores and all that? Like, what's the move? I don't know. I'm curious. Like I said, there's a lot of Black-owned stores you could go to for a lot of things. And when I say a lot, like little small mom and pops. And yeah, the prices seem to be a little bit more, but what's it worth? What's it worth? Robert says, I'm a Black man. Okay, so what? DEI hire at Hooters, you had your boobs out? Like, do tell. Hey, Sister Shirley, how you doing? And Mark H, how you doing? Said I heard a white man say we could get Al Sharpton for two pieces, a box of chicken, meaning he will sell out for almost nothing. Damn. Mad Dog says Al Sharpton be worried about the wrong stuff. Yeah, and they be worried with right along with him, right? When we ride at dawn. Okay. Hey, Easy, how you doing? And where have you been? You've been missing in action. I see. Brother Todd, how you doing? Oh, well, thank you, I appreciate that. He says, I'm not thinking about Al Sharpton or Costco. Let's talk about you. You single, you dating? I'm just fair to middling. Just fair to middling. Damon says, yes, Miss K, it got snow in Little Rock today. Wow. Yeah, it gets cold up that way. My dad is in Lancaster, so yeah, it gets cold going through there. The 138. Yep. Robert, you crazy. The Slick 50 says, oh, so you said peace again. Tracy says, I barely shopped at any of those stores anyway. I don't need much. Yeah, and it helps. You can save some money, right? So it helps. Dorita says they're going to Walmart. He says, with those EBT cards, when those EBT cards hit their accounts next month. I guess it remains to be seen. Easy says Sharpton is bought and paid for by the Untouchables. Yep. And McKB, how you doing? He says, I bet Chick-fil-A is still popping. Right. And aren't they really aligned with Trump as well? So yeah. Nelly, how you doing? Says exactly. We need a Black-owned store like Target and Walmart, one-stop shop. Yeah, let's get it going. Marcella says you're right, Demetra. People are protesting the stores, but where are you gonna go? This is just like people moving from state to state. Come to find out, is worse. Yeah. And Terry, if I didn't already say hello to you, I know there's another Terry. Hello, he says, thank you for this message, Demetra. Oh, it is my pleasure. Hey, Gil, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. And Jen Jones, what's up? He says, it's sad how many people Al Charlatan has led astray, and he's still doing it. He's still doing it. And they call him a leader. Al Sharpton's a Black leader. We're like, why you ain't leading them to no Black stores? Even if it's a small one, they could benefit from that. A lot of Black stores are struggling. I heard not too long ago, Kevin Hart's vegan restaurants in Los Angeles, they closed. Tabitha Brown's restaurants, they closed in Los Angeles. They were vegan. So a lot of those smaller businesses, I'm not saying necessarily them, they got money, right? But, other regular mom and pop businesses, they could use that infusion of cash. Al Sharpton's got some star power, right? There's a lot of Black people who still listen to him. So I just think he should have said, thank you, Costco, but we're going to take our money and our attention over here. And he just decided he didn't want to do that. But of course, we know he needs the attention for whatever reason, right? So, hey, Sunlight, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Tuesday Watkins, how you doing? I like that name. And Inuma, you say, just wondering if you watched the video where President Traore sending Trump a stern warning not to threaten Black Americans. I haven't seen it, but I'd be interested in it. I'm sure one of the ladies on African Diaspora News Channel will definitely cover it. But yeah, I really like him. He is no nonsense, and he is letting the West and anybody that look like they're from the West that we not playing no more. Get your stuff and you need to go. So I love it. And I hope that he's always protected because, they're scheming, unfortunately, right? Robert says Al Sharpton done his stunt on his own. He says he done the stunt on his own. I don't know if he did it on his own. I mean, he does a lot of stunts. He did a meeting or some rally or something the same time as the inauguration too. So Al Sharpton gonna do what Al Sharpton's gonna do. Marcelo says, could you go online and find Black businesses in your area to shop? He says you could rather go online and find Black businesses in your area to shop. That's why these phones are so amazing. You can get anything. Yeah, it's not hard. You can find them, right? There's a Black grocery store here in Houston. Now, I went when it first opened up a couple years back, but it didn't really have much in there. So I said I was going to go by there and see what they got going on, if they've, got a little bit more things in there that's actually considered food to call it a grocery store. So I'm going to check it out. And, I'll post about it, my experience there, if indeed they're still open. I think they are. Bobby, how you doing? It says Chick-fil-A was real busy in my neighborhood Saturday. They faking and shaking. Queen Adaya, how you doing? I hope you're doing well. Let's see. Somebody says, does that church still have sharp tongue in the doghouse? About that Kamala, I didn't even say the lady name wrong. Ooh, Kamala money. I doubt it. They're very forgiving, but yeah, I think giving them $2,500 and you just got a bag from Kamala. Okay. Let's see who else is on here. Dorita, you say a lot of Black restaurants are closed down because here in South Carolina, they're usually closed at 7. Yeah, it's probably about operating the resources, time, money, a whole lot of other stuff, right? You probably don't get the traction like a Chick-fil-A would or something like that. A lot of times those stores are a little bit overpriced. So a lot of times people just like, I'm not gonna go in there, it's too expensive. It is, but if you could go as much as you can, that would definitely help, right? And then eventually they'd be able to bring their prices down. Patty, you say every time I eat Chick-fil-A, my sugar levels goes up so high I can have a pigeon. What? Yeah, there's a lot of chemicals in there, and our brother Nuri Muhammad, he covered it. He says, yeah, you guys check out the chemicals and stuff that's in Chick-fil-A. And he says, now I understand why it's so addicting and why the line is usually around the block, because of all the stuff and additives that they put in there. So it's not really good for you. Mad Dog says, what church does Al Sharpton preach at? Isn't it somewhere in Harlem or something like that? I know he's often on the radio here or all over, I guess, but he's over the airways in Houston. And it seems like every time I listen to him, he's going to like guest at somebody else's church. So I don't know if he has his own church or not. But JJ says Al went to Costco because he got his Ultra Sheen hair grease. And for today's Black woman, he got a 5-year subscription to Essence magazine. He crazy. Dr. Darnella, how you doing? Long time no see. I hope you are doing well. Damon says, funny, Al Sharpton was big Trump writer, straight piece of, yeah. He loved Trump, especially when he was giving him money. Now all of a sudden he's the worst thing. Like, stop it, Al. We're on to you. We know how you get down, If Trump was to give him a bag right now, he'd be like, well, nobody got to know about this, but yeah, I'll take the money. Sure. Bobby says, I remember we had a Black Pages. Yep, I remember that too. He says, it was like the Yellow Pages, if y'all remember, phone books. And yeah, this is before social media and all of that. So I remember that. I do. Marcelo says, when Donald Trump was in office, the first time more Black people open businesses, Donald Trump is going to force you to do for self. Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Queen of Dice says, remind me of Jamie Foxx movie, Addicted to Chicken. You talking about, what's the name of that doggone movie? Oh, you talking about they clone Tyrone? Yeah, that was a good one. And the other one, Undercover Brother. It was kind of something like that as well. But yeah, I like both of those movies. And Damon says facts on sick filet, straight trash. Tuesday he says Ultra Sheen. I haven't heard that since Soul Train. Absolutely. So I don't see any more comments. I said I was going to be here a half an hour, but at the end of the day, and I'll be back here tomorrow with Donovan. We'll do 2 shows, 1 podcast and 1 live one. But yeah, let's just keep waking each other up, especially in regards to DEI, and letting everybody know it was never for us. We need to do for self. Let's start building our own. That's where that energy needs to shift, right? Let's start educating our own people and, all of that. For a lot of people, I know it hurts that you feel like they're taking something away from you, but someone made a good point. If they could take it away from you, was it ever really yours? And the answer is no. The other thing is, if those things were so beneficial to us as a whole, not just a few people here and there, right? But if it was beneficial to us as a whole, even going back to civil rights when they first started doing it, hell, in the late 1800s, if it was so beneficial to us, why aren't we farther ahead? Why aren't we doing much better? Why are we still having, same issues? And in some regards, we're worse off. Our communities are disappearing. Our wealth, I don't even know if we consider it having any anymore. As a collective, I mean, we have it, but we give it away, right? A lot of that's because we just don't have the businesses to take that money in. And, we got to rearrange the way we think about our relationship with money and who we give it to, right? So these things, it's good. This awakening is good. I'm excited about it. I liken it to most of us have seen The Wiz, right? You know, when they kill Eveline at the end, and she's, "Don't nobody bring me no bad news," and then she gets some water or something thrown on her, whatever happens to her, and then everybody starts shedding their clothes, and they're dancing around to brand new day. That's kind of how I see it. I see us as Black people, we're starting to shed those heavy, ugly clothes of what we've been taught. Right, we're starting to learn things and saying, "Oh, yeah, I didn't know that." Yes, you're right. We need to go give our money to our own people because that's what everybody else doesn't listen. There are some people's like, "Well, we shouldn't be doing that. That sounds kind of racist." Well, is it racist when everybody else give money to their own people? It's not racist. They consider it second nature. That's what we used to do. When I say we, I mean our ancestors. Because they had no choice. And again, we know that, and Dr. Claude Anderson explains it. Civil rights, yeah, they made us think, "Oh, we're gonna, make you equal and let you drink out of water fountains." But at the end of the day, it was a money grab. They saw the Black community. We were working together. We had a lot of money, and white people was like, "Yeah, we need some of that." Y'all saw that video. If you haven't, it's on YouTube, how to sell to the Negro market. It was a whole campaign. "Oh, I know you don't really like them, but they're like you. They like nice fine clothes too. They like, oh, Mr. Smith, he will love a nice hat, and you could sell it to him. They have a lot of money." That was the sentiment. They had to. That wasn't for us. If y'all think about that, I think it's like 25 minutes or so. You think about that, that wasn't for us. That was for them to, find a way to tolerate Black people long enough to let us go into their shops and give them our money. That was for them. "Oh, you could do it, white America. You could do it. I know you don't want them in your establishments, but they have a lot of money. You can sell her a hat. She likes a dress like your wife," right? That was to tell them they're okay. And it was a Black company. It was, I think, Johnson and Johnson. They put that together. They put that together to tell white people, go get their money. So that wasn't for us, but we fell for it. We're like, "You mean they're gonna let me in? They're gonna let me in their store? They're gonna let me in their restaurant? Are you sure they're not going to do something to my food?" "I don't know, but they're gonna they're gonna let you in." Now, I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm just saying, just kind of think of the insanity of it all, And we ain't been back to Black neighborhoods or nothing like that, not like we used to, ever since. Ever since we're able to move next door, go sit down and eat with them, go buy the stuff they were buying. Hell, our women used to sew. My grandmother, my mother, my mom, they could sew some cold outfits. And now we don't even hardly know people who sew anymore. I'm trying to relearn. I used to buy my daughter a sewing machine. I'm trying to get her to, pick it back up so she can sew me some stuff. That's a long story. But the point is, once we thought we were okay to go buy from them, we stopped being industrious. And they took all of our money, if not most of it, and they still got most of our money and telling us, "No, I'm not going to stop discriminating against you." See, think about it. We gave them all of our money, still giving it to them because somehow we thought then when we give them our money, then they're going to like me. They ain't never liked us. Do you like a person and kidnap them wherever you came from, whether you came from the motherland and you was already here? Do you like a person that you kidnap and lock on the plantation and do horrible things to? Do you like somebody to do that to them? I like people, and I couldn't even imagine doing that to people I don't like. So if they didn't like you then, they didn't like you when, they said you could go in there, go ahead, give them your money. They didn't like you then. You were still singing "We Shall Overcome." We're gonna finally do it. And here we are, 2025. We're leaving. We're gonna finally divest. We're taking our money because you don't like us. It's like, well, name a time in history of Black America dealing with the massa, if you will, that they've liked Black people. I'm gonna wait, but not too long because I'm about to get out of here. Name a time when they've liked us. People will take your money and not like you, believe it or not. For example, I'm gonna say this, and hello to everybody that's come on here. I probably should use a better example, but I can't think of one right now. Prostitutes. They take your money. That don't necessarily mean they like that man. They like, hurry up, man. Get your this little 2 minutes over and get up so I can get to the next person I don't like because I'm just making money, right? It's the same exchange. So I'm glad that we're waking up. And Tracy, they don't even like us when we dead. Because look what they do to, celebrities. They every chance they try to get, they kill Michael Jackson again. And he been dead, since, I don't know, 2009, 10, something like that. Every chance they get, they try to take him out of here again, whether it's through a documentary, they dredge up somebody from the past, said I was walking across the street with my son and he looked at me. And they'll do a whole documentary, So they don't even like us then. George Floyd, they hate his guts. There's this big movement of them folks trying to get Derek Chauvin out of jail. Now, of course, that was it Michigan? Is it Michigan? Not Michigan. Yeah, I can't think of the name of the state right now, but it's up to them. They gave him 22 years. Yeah, the feds gave him some time too, but I think they'll probably make him do that 22 years before you get out, right? So, yeah, they don't like us ever. And I'm not saying this is true for all of them. Yeah, there's some pretty cool ones or whatever, but for the most part, if they liked us, wouldn't we be better off? If they liked us, wouldn't they be more of an ally? Give Black people reparations. My God, look at the horrible things we've done to them. Give them reparations. I like them. I think we should, let's, close the wealth gap because we like them. Why aren't they saying that? We don't need that pat on the shoulder. You're doing a fine job, gal. Show us the money. If you really like Minnesota, thank you, Buckhorse. Show us the money. Do you really like us? But again, we're going to continue to have, hey, Carmen, these conversations, hey, Kelly, we're going to keep waking each other up. Walt, how you doing? We're going to keep having these conversations, and we're going to have them for as long as we can. But just remember, y'all go out there and teach somebody else, even if you're just having a 2-minute conversation. Hey, DEI don't even benefit us. It never has, never will. Affirmative action as white women, if you just, if you can, spread the word. Now with this boycott, let's go and find a Black-owned business today. If you give them $1, $5, you know what? I can't afford what you got in here, but you know what? Here's $5. Put it in your tilt, to help you build. When I can afford to come back up in here and do something, then, I will. But here's a couple bucks. I know it ain't much, but I personally want to get in the habit of doing that. And I propose on African Diaspora News Channel, what if we took out every Wednesday, boycotted everybody else, and then got intentional and put the money into our own businesses? Because we say, we're going to boycott for a week. Now, we're not going to do that. But if it's a Wednesday, not a lot going on Wednesday, it's kind of hump day, middle of the week. I don't need to go shop with anybody else. But if I have to, let's find somebody Black to do it. If we could do that, we'd be a lot better off. But we ain't done yet. We just getting started, and it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, I love and appreciate every last one of y'all. We'll be back here tomorrow. We'll do our podcast, and then 5 p.m. Central Time to go live with you all. So in the meantime, you guys have a great rest of your day. I will see y'all later. Peace. Hey, Facts Not Feelings, how you doing? And everybody else, let's see who else came on here before I go. I ain't gonna be on here. Yes, rest in peace, Kobe. Yesterday was the anniversary of him, his daughter, and the I think it was 8 other people that died in that plane crash. So yes, absolutely. That's crazy. Rose H2O, how you doing? Anyway, I'm gonna get out here. See y'all later because I'm about to start sweating. Don't need no man. Stop telling me I do. How you doing? All right. Bye. For real.